Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the absurdity that is the PCETV Obsidian Flames. This thing is crazy. Today we're going to be talking about this version, the regular version, and what you should really think about before making any Pokemon Center or ETV or sealed or card purchases in the future. I know there's so many things to think about. This one is currently sitting on TCG Player for about $820. Does it actually sell for that? Well, yeah. Someone actually sold one for $850 on August 25th. That person being earned my card. Congratulations on the sale. We got a little note here. We'll ship with lots of care, less than 3. Awesome. Yeah, I would send it with lots of care too. If I sold it for $850 and $14.99 shipping. So pretty awesome sale. Congratulations on that. The regular version, $110 plus $9.99 shipping. People are asking all day long, today, yesterday, what is the deal with this thing? What's the difference? Because if you take a look inside the box itself, you think about the set and the cards, there's no reason that this thing should be like that crazy of a difference. You know, you get packs. The only real difference outside of there is the Pokemon Center stamp logo found on this little guy staring out the window. Yeah, the $344 and $1.30 shipping. If I scroll down, there's something lower with pictures, of course. $324.99 plus 99-cent shipping. But no matter what, this card freaking expensive, and it explains away the difference between these two boxes. Almost anyways, because you're like, that's quite a wide gap still, and it's not made up of packs. The regular version of this card is $31.50. So why the difference, huh? Why is it that much difference? Well, it's because in PSA 10, it's been selling for this. You can find this out on eBay. You can compare 130 point if you want to do that as well. But I'm not going to go through all that. You can just see the numbers here: 4888, 3300, 3500, 3000. Let's just go with 2500 or 2000 for a PSA 10. Feel free to up that number, but let's just round down just for argument's sake here. That is insane. Actually insane in PSA 10 version. If I go over here, well, we do have a stamp regular promo 250, so congratulations. But you also have to look in the picture to see if it's PSA 10 worthy, of course, because a PSA 8 over here, $155 plus $4.39 delivery. And you could go down the list. There is a humongous premium when it comes to PSA 10, which can explain this right here, because one of these Pokemon Center exclusive ETB promo Charmander cards sold for $214.99. And if you wonder why, well, if you just look at the card itself, yes, you're going to see that it's a little pringly, which is okay. You can always get that flattened out, but you could see some whitening in the corners. Yes, and around the bottom down here, unless that's just the light, but this definitely looks like it's white around the corner. So PSA definitely makes the difference here in 10 version versus 9 or 8, of course. And that happens with many other cards. It's no doubt that this thing is going to be highly sought after. For me personally, though, I'm not going to pay anything crazy like that. It's just insane. I know by my budget telling me don't do it. And this is my advice to you for anybody considering picking up any of this stuff. So I'm talking about PC ETBs, but you can apply it to the sealed booster box, any of these cards that you saw right there. You really need to do is just stop and take a breath, because everybody is freaking out. Every day what I'm seeing is, oh my God, this booster box is more expensive now. Oh my God, this ETV more expensive, this PR card, this regular card, all these cards. You just need to stop. You need to stop reading all of this stuff. You need to step back and just look at your budget. Open your books and be like, okay, I got 300 bucks and I'm willing to spend it on Pokemon for this month. What am I going to buy? That's a good question, because you have new stuff coming out. You have old stuff that personally just go through, take a look at your collection, and be like, this is what I want. And that is going to guide you into the correct direction. So if I just want to pick up any one of these, let's go with Miraidon right here. If I have 300 bucks, that is going to be about let's say $230, plus if you have any sort of taxes, it's going to cost a little bit more than that. You have wiped out the majority of your monthly budget. And what you really need to ask yourself is, do I actually want this? Because what I'm seeing out there is people FOMOing, right? They go, oh my God, this thing is going up. I need to actually have this card, or I need to have this ETB, but look at the price on it. It's just insane. Yeah, it is insane. And people are pushing it up and people are writing about it, and it's getting you all kinds of agitated, all kinds of fear of missing out. And you really don't need to do that to yourself. You don't need to put that pressure on you. Because if you did not buy this a year ago, 5 months ago, 1 month ago, yesterday, why are you even considering purchasing this? I really want to ask you that. Like, you have to figure out that, do you really want this, or is just the world telling you you should have it? Because that is the wrong way to look at it. Collecting is a personal thing. Collecting takes many, many years. A lot of the people that collected back in the day came back because now they can actually afford to pick some of it up. Collecting is a lifelong journey. It doesn't need to be finished immediately. So it's always cool for me to hear people say that they finished their master set of any of the new sets that come out. I think that's really cool. But for me personally, I have no pressure to actually finish it once it comes out. You know, there's no time limit on my head that says you need to do this in a week or a month. No, I have until I die to finish my collection, and that's how I see collecting. I don't need to put that kind of pressure when it comes to money when you have other things to think about, like bills or taking your family out or friends and doing something fun. I'd rather do that than, adding this card into a binder. I think that's more memorable for me personally, but everybody has everything priorities that they want to do, okay? The one thing is, when you think about some of this stuff, if you're going to pick up some of the newer ETBs, the fact that they might reprint. And I know you're staring at a regular Surging Sparks ETB, but there's nothing to say that one day they don't go, I'm going to reprint one of these Pokemon Center ETBs like Surging Sparks. They could easily do that if they wanted to. Okay, if they're able to crank out all of these right here, what's to say that they couldn't do that? They honestly can do that. So you just have to ask yourself, what are you willing to pay for this? You need to just go through the list, okay? Whether you go on Pokemon Center, TCG Player, just look through all the ETBs, figure out your budget of what you can actually afford. And if you can't actually afford that, maybe go the route of picking up some of these cards. I know it's really cool to have the sealed versions, but if you can't afford it, be real with yourself and be like, which one actually looks cool? Because even if I didn't own the sealed of this Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETB, the card version was a really cool, let's say, fallback plan. I like it. Even though it's $344, I wouldn't pay for that at that price. I'd rather just get some new ETBs, a booster box. That's just me. But still, this card looks really freaking cool. There's a lot of freaking cool cards out here, like this Cleffa inside of Obsidian Flames as well. It just looks so simple, but yet so soothing. I just get nothing but happiness looking at this card. So just make sure to think about this in this way. You have a budget, and collecting is lifelong. Tune out the people that are trying to FOMO you into purchasing this stuff. That's why I hate when I go on social media and I see people going, look at this card. It looks amazing. Like they pull out an old card, and then magically within an hour, 2 hours, a day later, you see the price of that card just spike up for some odd reason because you just got influenced into buying this card. Maybe you didn't know about the card, but I will tell you this, maybe you should take some time and look through all the cards from the different sets and come to your own conclusion about what you really want to own. That is part of collecting, and I think you should take the time to do it. But if you have any questions or comments, feel free to write down below. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.